Hey, thanks for listening to Carmody Central. I'm your host, Jennifer Carmody, and today I have more guests than I've ever had before. So I have the guys of Dark Match Wrestling. We got Billy, Nick, and Mike.
What's up? What's
How's
going
it
on?
going?
Hi, we're here.
Awesome. So yeah, they have a really cool podcast. It's about wrestling, and it's everything wrestling from the beginning to now, everything in between, the gossip, the wrestlers, personal lives, everything. Plus, also, you guys all have wrestling experience, so you get to talk about your own stuff.
It's true. It's true. We have a good time with it. Nick is a fan.
I am a fan.
But he's a good fan because from what I just saw in trivia, you know your shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are really an ultimate fan. So you actually are in the sport.
I have to give that credit to Mike because he is like the wrestling encyclopedia and he is all things wrestling. So like I'm just along for the ride with him. So I've like seen a lot of stuff.
I don't know,
in
because
my
like
day.
it's tough because like I met Nick in kindergarten and he had a Hulk Hogan lunchbox and I was like, this is my dude. And then we started talking and now we live together.
True story.
So you guys are the same age and you went...
Yeah.
So you grew up together. And we're all from Jersey City. We're all Jersey blood.
Yes. Well, I was born in New York, but I grew up here.
Well, so was I. I was born in Staten Island.
No.
Nice. Yeah, I
like to
remember
mention
you
that.
came from Staten Island.
Yeah. I
And
came
you
over
always
8th grade.
kind of went back when you were bad.
Right.
Whenever Billy got out of control, Billy had to go back to Staten Island for a while.
Which was the worst thing to do because I was so much worse over there. As crazy as you knew me back in high school, totally worse in Staten Island. Like,
So yeah, Billy and I were really close friends in high school. We had a group of like 6 of us, and we were all like the freaks.
we were the freaks.
We were. That was not the name that we gave ourselves either. That's the name that was given to us.
Yeah, we were knighted.
I hope I wasn't one of those people that gave you the names. But
No,
you,
we loved it.
But you told me I wasn't there at that time when you guys were there,
Well,
right? I was already out.
Jen kind of came in. She was starting to hang out like about halfway through freshman year.
Wait, you got there, your freshman year was what, my junior year?
Senior.
You were only together that,
We
I
were
think,
only
was
together
it
1
2
year.
years?
It's fine. I was only in that school a year and a half, so
Oh god.
pretty much you missed like 6 months.
So you guys are the same age.
We're the
Yeah.
same age.
Okay.
And Jen was in a different high school, but had mutual friends. And then my
Yes.
sophomore year, you came over.
So yeah, I had 2 best friends. Now one, that's your wife. Of,
I should have probably mentioned that.
Literally 10 years.
You're in so much trouble.
So I was best friends with 2 girls, and then they became friends with 2 guys, you and Marco.
Yep.
And then I came into the group because I was in the other school. We all kind of us linked up, and then another girl got into the group. And we literally spent like every day, all day together. Those days seemed like months. We did so much crazy shit. Billy was called Psycho Billy.
Yes.
I'm gonna start calling you that from this point forward.
I may or may not have had pink hair.
I can't picture that because you're so like laid back.
When you first met me, I was still like,
Psycho.
but you were
I was
still like
tail
nice
end.
and like
No,
you know,
he was
mild
funny. He
mannered.
was an evil psycho.
Yeah.
I think it was more like Psycho, like, hey, that's Billy. You know, he's that kid. He's that kid that'll run into an Emmy bus, you know, just to like get a laugh. But
Yes.
that's Billy. He'll jump off the roof of the gazebo into the snow.
No, I
This
have
is
one
awesome.
for you. I have one for you. So we all got hired together as telemarketers. So the whole entire group of us go in. The freaks go into the telemarket. They're like, who cares? They can't fucking see them. Let's hire these kids. So we all have like green hair, blue hair. Basically, we each like had our own color, and
Awesome.
we wouldn't like cross
Power
over.
I was gonna say
we
you guys
were
like
like
Power
Rangers.
Rangers.
We were the
Yeah.
Power Ranger freaks, man.
And we were also like the only white kids.
Okay, yeah, but it wasn't a race thing.
It wasn't race.
Never a
Because-
race thing.
It wasn't. It was just because we were all freaks.
I assumed my wife was white until I already started dating her.
Yeah, because actually, you and I were like the only white ones. Everyone
We were
else
the
was
only
actually
full white
the
ones,
other ones
yeah.
were actually all like Spanish, different types of Spanish,
Half.
Puerto Rican, Ecuadorian,
Yeah, Marco was half
Mexican.
Mexican, I think.
Yeah,
and,
but-
yeah. So, and,
But they all called them white because they listened to metal music
and they were white enough.
and yeah,
Looking.
they
Yeah,
had
they were
like
very light skin.
yeah. So whatever, it really wasn't a race thing, but so we all get hired as telemarketers, and I remember we got our first paycheck, and we were itching for this first paycheck. So.
I just remembered where this is going.
No, just to give an idea of why Psycho Billy. So we're all crazy enough that we decide that we're going to run to Hoboken. And like for anyone that doesn't have a reference, it's like a different town. It's a whole nother town. So we run to Hoboken.
Because the check cashing guy told us, I'm not closing till 7.
Now, is this
And
the
it was-
one on First? Is this the one on First in Washington?
no, it's
No,
the
it's
one
not
right here on
10.
Central. right?
Which one
Are you in Hoboken, the check cashing?
No,
place?
no, no, and I don't want to drop the name.
Oh, no, it doesn't exist anymore. So
No,
it's
this one
fine.
exists. The one that
Oh,
you're
all
talking
right.
about.
So it's not First
But
in
no,
Washington.
so we go to the check cashing place. The guy tells us, "Don't worry, we don't close till 7." At the time, it's about 6:30.
Yes.
And we decide we're going to be able to run to our job to pick up our checks and back to cash our checks because we wanted to get drunk that night. The mission was like at the end of the day, we're getting drunk because this was our first paycheck.
I know.
course.
We're
Fair
like,
enough.
damn, like this is like money.
You worked hard
So
for the money.
we used to, like we said before in the other podcast, that we would walk to and from school and not eat lunch. So we had enough money to party and smoke and drink after.
Yeah.
We were like going to have our
Smart
good
folks.
time.
Smart folks.
Yeah.
So we head down to, and we head down to Hoboken, and I don't even know. We actually really were making it back.
We made it.
And we stopped a cab in the middle of the viaduct, and we took a cab for like the last like 3 blocks or whatever because
Couldn't go anymore.
we had minutes left. We literally had like minutes.
We pulled up to the check cashing place at 6:55. We made it in time.
Yeah.
For the record, I was correct in this situation.
Yes. So yeah, we actually, and we wanted to get there in time. And as we walked there, the lights are out, and the guy.
I kept knocking on the window, banging on the window. Mind you, this is high school, so I have liquid mascara
Oh, that's nice.
drawn like pretty much like the crow on my face that I used to wear.
So you're like Sting, batting
hair.
down. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I may or may not wore a trench coat and carried around a bat. So
fake
yeah,
rifle.
the guy comes to the window, and
Yeah, the guy comes to the window and he's like, "No, I'm closed." And Billy's like, "No!" Like, but he would get this like certain like scream, and it was like
yes.
this certain scream, and he's like,
primal rage.
"Yeah," he's like, "No,
I need to get drunk.
How old were you, by the way?
We were 15.
Yeah.
15.
I need to get drunk.
Need it.
We were 15, and he's like, "We got 5 minutes. We got here in time."
You open that fucking safe.
And he's like, and the guy's like, "I don't give a fuck." Basically, like the guy really.
Oh,
You
man.
just dick.
This old dude, he just didn't give a fuck, and that's it. He's done.
Ah.
I don't remember if the guy left. I kind of, there was a lapse of time there, but Billy.
I'm pacing.
So it's Billy, Marco, and me. The 3 of us are standing there because really it was only like the boys and then me who had the balls to run all the way to Hoboken. The girls
Nobody else was
were.
going.
The girls were like, "Hell no! I'll get my check tomorrow."
Yeah.
So you two are right next to the window, and at this point I'm pacing like in front of the store, but like further away from the window.
Oh my God. So Billy is just like, "I don't fucking care. You guys, like, I don't even know what you said. You said some perfect line. Do you know what you said? You said some perfect line and puts his foot through the front glass and shatters the whole front of the store.
No way.
Marco
way.
tried stopping
He
it.
went in front of me, and it went into like slow motion, like
It
you know when
was-
that adrenaline.
Of course,
pumping?
yeah.
I
Holy
shoved my friend to the side, wearing a Chuck Taylor and some ripped jeans, and boom,
He
booted
kicked-
the window
kicked
like you
through a
would
window.
stomp a face
Kicked through a window in Converse.
in Converse.
Not even like boots. They were Converse. And I just remember seeing his foot go through the window and a circle of glass around it.
Oh my God.
And then just the rest just shatter.
How my leg was not chopped
That's what I
off.
was gonna ask.
Yeah, I don't know. Dumb
my
luck.
God.
So what does the guy do?
He
I
comes,
don't know what the fuck
we
happened.
ran.
Okay.
Me and Marco were first, and Billy took a second to get his foot back down on the
yeah.
ground, but he was right behind us, and we all just ran and like scattered, and we're like sitting in like behind cars, and like I know I went in like someone's like like by garbage cans. I was just
Oh,
like,
my
oh my God,
God.
we are so fucked. And then we come back, we're like, Billy just kicked in the window of the check cashing place. And everyone's like, what's
Nice.
wrong with you? And then we're like, okay, no, but we got away with it.
Nice.
Well, Billy's stepmom worked next door,
oh no!
so
What
they
are
know
the
who
odds?
they know who the
Oh, I
fuck
knew.
You
They
do?
know-
I was just being dumb.
they know who the fuck Billy is because
Sure.
they see him
It's the
going
big
in.
6 foot tall fucking pink haired douchebag with the
Yeah.
makeup that goes into that store.
That goes into there and sees his stepmom all the time, and then they know his stepmom. So they
my
obviously
God.
knew where you lived because they knew all of it.
Yeah, it was by the next day my dad was finding me.
I really don't remember what the consequences were because I didn't have to endure them like you.
No, it was me. It was all on me.
Well, you kicked it in. No one else should have gotten in
nothing
trouble.
happened.
Me, dude. I
Nothing
just-
happened to us, but I was like, oh man, I did feel partially responsible, even though just because you're standing, you're I was an accomplice.
Accomplice, it's true.
But
you
kind of
couldn't physically stop me.
No, there was no stopping
me
you
at that point. I needed my booze.
So what'd you do? Did you guys wind up not drinking?
No, we didn't broke. We didn't have shit. But I think your wife got some money from her mom.
Maybe.
Because usually she would come through and get some money from her mom if we were all really broke.
We used to always get in trouble by
oh man.
Yeah, by from my house.
So yeah, there's a couple of those, but anyway. Let's move on.
That's how I became Psycho Billy.
Psycho Billy.
You are a psycho. That's crazy. That's a side of you I didn't know existed.
I know, right? Because
Billy.
you know, like this upright citizen who has like 2 kids and a wife and works like
the model citizen. That's what
he
you
really
are.
is.
Yeah.
Because
and
I do have to say though, I definitely, I totally congratulate you and commend you on all that because so we were all friends, and then when Billy and his wife got together. For some reason, we all took it personal, and we just fucking went insane. And I mean, we didn't know they were soulmates. Like, we didn't know. If we would have known you guys were soulmates, we wouldn't have been such dicks.
There was nothing that was going to keep us apart at that point. We lost all our friends. We were the core group, right?
I know. It was like that whole group. Like, we were like this, like, cool group of fucked up crazy kids that like.
And like we had this crazy rule about like friends don't date friends. But me
it
and
wasn't
Ice
really
always
a
considered
rule.
it. Me and Ice weren't friends. We hated each other.
You guys pretended really good that you hated that. I think that was kind of why we were kind of like, because we thought that you guys didn't like each other, and then when it was also just like, you know, when you're at that age, everything is so personal, and
That's true.
we were like, yeah, we all like it broke up all of our friendships, and it was like, I mean, if we would have known that you guys were meant to be.
We were 16. Like
I know, and I shouldn't have acted.
I don't know.
So.
I always thought you guys would just make it. From the moment I met you, I thought you guys were just going to be...
It was just weird how me and Ice just like connected.
And you guys are amazing. And look at this. So since then, right after they had a kid.
We got married.
You got married.
We have no bastard children. And we were married before she got pregnant. So
yeah. So you guys got married, and we were young, man. We were super young.
I got married when I was 17. Ice was 18, so my parents had to sign me away.
Yeah.
Easy.
Who didn't want it to happen couldn't say no either.
And they just been together ever since. And so they were neighbors. They like basically were right next to each other, neighbors, and like had this like little secret window friendship.
Yeah, she was the girl next door. Like,
literally.
I live right next door.
You're like the Wonder Years or like Boy Meets
Right?
World,
I
right?
know.
Yeah, or like
She's my
Topanga.
Topanga.
Yeah.
And now you guys have 2 beautiful kids that are super like smart and cool. I'm always seeing you guys post these awesome things on Instagram.
Like Raven became like president of like her school and stuff like that, like student president.
That's awesome.
And Grayson's like, oh god, like we call him Bam sometimes. Like we tried to make it stick, but the nickname didn't really stick.
Right.
But it was literally for badass motherfucker.
Oh, wow.
As Nick knows, because he got to spend some time with Grayson today.
Oh, yeah, he's
my
an
son is a
awesome kid.
badass motherfucker.
Oh,
he's
man.
awesome.
And you're like
I say that with like the kindest words about it. Like he's awesome.
You're like an awesome dad because you're really involved in their lives. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I mean,
it's really
I try.
cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's just weird because I always say like we're the one like phrase I always say to Ice is like we're the exception, we're not the rule.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys
everybody
really
that gets
are.
together, high school sweethearts, gets married young, has kids young. Nobody makes it.
Yeah.
You know, here we are. Like literally, this July we'll be married 10 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Decade of destruction.
And then like,
that's great.
and then I realized like I'm like, damn, I'm fucking really immature. Like I'm like, holy shit.
No.
Like, so much. But like you guys, like I totally like congratulations for all of that because it's so awesome. And also I apologize to both of you, Iceland, that will eventually listen. I apologize to you guys for
public
being
record.
Yeah,
no, I was a massive I kind of me and the other girl kind of we were behind the whole like this is fucked up, and we
Can
was
you
like
answer like
Yes.
this question I've always been curious.
Oh my God,
I've been told
yes.
this by my wife. But let's just see. Was it true that unbeknownst to me, while this is going on, one of the big reasons that there was such an issue was that the other person in reference had a crush on me? Because this guy told me, I'm like, I don't buy it.
Oh, man.
I don't buy it. 2 girls
don't-
liked me. No. No.
So no, I don't think that she had a crush on you.
Thank you.
However, there's a twist, and I do believe that there's something right. And whatever, she already fucking hates me for no reason, so I'll go on record and say it. But basically, she believed that you both boys liked her. So she had this like boost of confidence that she was all like on her shit because she believed that you guys both liked her. And she was saying that like basically kind of like how you guys both wanted her. And I think by you ending up with Iceland, I think that she got knocked off of her peg. But I don't think that wasn't the reason. I mean, maybe for her that was. For me, I was like, I have issues with being lied to. So it's like I had that.
And I admit that we lied.
And I also
We
had
flat
that.
out lied.
I had also had that issue with Iceland, and they were all silly things. But I had that issue with Iceland multiple times before, and it's more like people lie to people. I was just like that type of kid that was like I was defiant as fuck. I've learned to calm down, but I was very defiant, and I just like so that was my reasoning. But I believe that possibly on the other side, I don't know if that was like a reason, but I believe that she thought that you liked her, I think. And I think that was kind of, but I don't think she wasn't like she liked, like wanted anything of it. I think it was just like a confidence thing, like just like a flattery type of thing.
I had no idea you were such a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Right? All these years. That's unbelievable. You're like Val Venus. That's
But
great.
it's so weird how like we went from like everything that Jen just described to like within a year from there, within a year from kicking that window in,
Right.
I was 17. I was married. I had already left for the military.
That's right. Oh, my God, I
gosh.
forgot about that.
You, like,
I didn't even
broke
know.
Your arm, right?
You
And
broke
came
your
back or
thumb,
something?
yeah.
Like my whole hand. And
I
shit,
forgot
and I came
all
out,
about that, man. That's like a complete 180, though.
But
from
like, think
kicking
about
in,
it.
Yeah.
next
12
door
months.
to, like,
Think about 12 months of like how our lives are now compared to when we were kids. Mm-hmm. In 12 months, my whole life was like the exact opposite. Where I'm like, coming home, like Leave It to Beaver, like style.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Honey, I'm home from work. Dinner ready.
And that's the thing is like you've matured so much and like you're like so responsible for so long since then. Like you literally that's from 17 like manned up and did the right thing and
I have some
stuck
people in
with
my
it.
family I'd like you to call. Or we'll just play this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've always been the black sheep. So.
I think it'd be hilarious if you came to my house tomorrow with pink hair and just, like, breaking
your
things.
window.
Yeah, like just breaking
Mascara.
things. I'm back to crazy Billy.
I was having flashbacks like the
Psycho
barbershop.
Yeah,
you
Psycho
know?
Billy.
Flashbacks to the barbershop with Short and Marty.
Oh no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we're all from Jersey City and actually Mike went to the same high school as us.
I did.
And Nick, we were just saying this that you went to Catholic school around here.
I did.
So you were spared of a lot of this window
I
breaking bullshit.
I just heard the stories through, Mike and like some of my other friends that went to like the public high school in Jersey City. And man, was it crazy, man. You guys had bomb threats and like riots and like teachers getting beat up and like kids getting stabbed and like in my school it was like we got to study for like the AP test and like whatever.
So how did you guys all meet?
Like, oh man, I don't even remember.
You said kindergarten before,
I met
right?
Nick in kindergarten and we've been friends ever since. But
Yeah, when they were in kindergarten, I was about 1 year.
how I met
We all went
Billy
to the
is-
same grammar school too.
Yeah.
right?
But we didn't
Or
know each
elementary
other then.
school.
I don't
We
know
didn't know
how.
each other until wrestling.
How did I meet you?
You started working the company I was wrestling at.
That's right.
And
That's how I met
we
you through
became
there.
friends because you used to come record your promos a
Yeah.
la Joey Styles
Yeah.
in my grandma's basement. We
And then I
record
found-
the promos for the show.
And I found out like him and my dad hit it off really well,
His dad used to have like the best wrestling shit to show me.
Oh yeah.
and like and
I would just
musical
hang out-
stuff
and
too.
Yeah, he was super into Kiss. Like he gave me a guitar pick.
That's
Yeah,
how your
Kiss
dad was too.
and
Your dad was super metal.
My dad's still super metal.
awesome.
My dad goes to CZW.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Loves blood and
Your
metal.
dad was in like a metal band, right?
Yeah, he used to play with he used to do like the lighting for a while for Metallica back in the day.
Oh shit.
awesome.
Really?
He talked about to me like this is when they were first starting out, but he actually told me the stories of like the bologna on hand sandwich. You ever hear that story?
Yes.
On Behind the Music.
Yep.
Metallica used to eat bologna on hand because they couldn't afford bread.
Okay.
He told me about that story like years before Behind
Really?
the Music came out, and I was like, shit, my dad wasn't lying.
Wow.
You know? And so yeah, and he jammed with like Overkill in the early days.
Nice.
Before they hit it big.
That's awesome.
So yeah. He's a bass player, so it was awesome.
Very
You play
cool.
bass.
No, we remember we made a fake band, but I never learned how to play.
But Ice actually bought the drums.
But she didn't learn how to play the drums either. And Ash,
She knew how to play one song, and it was the only song I knew how to play on bass. And somehow we would always sync up in harmony without meaning to.
oh my
Me being
gosh, because
next
you
door.
guys were
That's
so
meant to be. It's so meant to be.
Yeah.
Oh my
Seven Nation
god.
Army, yeah.
I
Over
knew
and
it was
over
going to
again.
be. I was just talking about that song the other day because I remember the first time I heard it, I was huffing because like
Oh my god.
someone was talking about whippets and stuff, and I was like, oh man, I'll never do that again. But I remember the first time that Seven Nation Army premiered on K-Rock, I was huffing, and then I was like, that sounded like
Oh my god.
what? So it's just been like burned into my brain.
Were you there the night of the Pink Panther techno remix where I put Marco through Iceland's bedroom wall?
Oh my god.
That all sounds awesome. Somebody going through a wall.
And then the next
Pink
day
Panther.
we broke another friend's bed.
Nice.
And
Well,
then
you
you
had
guys
to.
broke my mom's couch.
And then we broke your mom's couch. We just didn't want to understand that you don't do suplex spots in the house.
No, you
Just
shouldn't
don't
do
do it.
suplex
No, I don't
spots.
think I was there for Marco going through the wall, but I remember the hole in the wall. And I remember the poster going over it. So Iceland puts the poster over it to try to hide it from her mom. Oh my God. But you know what the really best one
Oh,
was?
man.
Was like when you were... so you said we were all broke. Another one of our broke stories of trying to get our money together. So we spent all our money, but we're all starving. So Billy's like, I'm gonna make you guys the best spaghetti and meat sauce that you ever had in your fucking life.
Wow, you were gung ho about it.
I was
Determined.
Awesome.
And no, like we literally marched up the stairs. We were singing songs behind him. Like we were like, yes, meat sauce, meat sauce. Like we were like, and so
What'd you do, Billy?
Billy starts making this meat
All right.
sauce, and it's
Oh, I know where this whole story's going.
so I don't know. Billy's stepmom.
She came home and she was pissed. 'Cause
That-
I never checked in. And this is like 8 o'clock at night. I'm just in the house alone with my friends cooking meat
We're
sauce. I just
all
showed up
in
home.
there
Oh my
cooking,
God.
and so. No, first, actually, she was there early. This is the day of, oh my God, so funny. So so we leave. She kicks you guys out. Me and another girl come back, and you guys are all sitting in the front on Iceland's porch. And we're like, what happened to the meat sauce? What happened to the meat sauce? And you're like, nah, she kicked me out. We can't go back into my place. And we're like, well, what happened? Did you take the pot? Like,
Yeah.
and we're like, no. They're like, no, she kicked us out, like bad. We're like, oh, okay.
Then we got a plan.
Yeah, so we're all sitting on Iceland's steps, and so since they're next door neighbors, their windows were basically touching. His stepmom comes downstairs, and she's looking at him like you and all your friends, and now you guys are all
He's
hanging
hanging
out in front
out.
of the house.
And I was a smart ass back then.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! So he says some shit to her. I don't even know if you want me to
Oh,
say
no,
it.
yeah, no, I'll do it. So, because she knows I laugh about this with her now. She comes out and she's like, you said something to the effect of like, you're very immature or something like that.
Right.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, you know what? You're a very mean person. You're a very angry person. Do you know that? She's like, yeah? Well, you're a very jerk.
Oh my god, I love that
he's
story.
very jerk.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love
my
that
God.
story. You're
So
very
actually,
jerk.
first you tell her to go back to her side of the Mason-Dixon line.
Right.
And then
Oh, I forgot how mean this was. I made it sound nice and friendly.
You told her to go back to her side of the Mason-Dixon line. And then she says,
Great.
something to you, and you're like, you said, yeah, you're very mean or whatever. And she's
very
like,
angry person.
and she's like, yeah, Billy, well, you're a very jerk.
Not a
like-
jerk.
Jerk.
Like, you could just imagine a bunch of teenage kids all watching their friend get called, you're very jerk. It was like, we just died.
It must have been pandemonium on that.
Oh my
And she
God.
just walked away embarrassed because like she knew what she had done. She's like, I lost.
That's it.
And then it goes even further.
So then later on, then Psycho Billy starts getting ideas, and Psycho Billy's like, okay, I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna break in
to my own house.
to my own house and
Using
finish
my-
the meat sauce and feed you guys because I told you I was gonna make some meat sauce for
felt
you.
bad.
Man, my word.
Felt
Oh, man,
bad,
my word.
and you want to stick to your word. All
I'm a
right.
gentleman and a scholar.
So I don't.
It's
I'm
true.
pretty sure that you climbed onto the roof above the door and then climbed up into that. Somehow Marco and you were lifting each other.
It was a weird Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It was like Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys did it, but you guys broke
got in the
into the
house.
second floor of a house and got in and opened the door downstairs for us, and meat sauce is back on.
Nice.
And we all ate. I brought out bowls.
Yeah.
How did you pull that off?
I climbed through the window.
But they didn't know you were in there.
No,
Well-
this is what happened after that because I left evidence that I was in there.
So Billy's like, "Oh, they want to kick me out? Well, oh, okay." He just like he's opening up
A
the fridge.
strawberry syrup.
Strawberry Hershey syrup, like to make strawberry milk.
Right.
And he's like, just starts screaming on the top of his lungs. And he's like, "It's okay, Mom. Just a little bit of teen angst." And he just starts squirting the syrup all over the walls, all over the curtains, all over the cabinets, on everything. Like things that are not even like cleanable.
Yeah.
Things that are not even cleanable.
Oh my God.
Carpet.
Everything, ceiling to floor, and going in circles. He just kept spinning in circles until it was empty, and just drenched the entire kitchen in
Okay,
strawberry
there may have been a
syrup.
reason I was the black sheep of my family.
Oh man, like, but you got in. You got in.
The real question is, how was the meat sauce?
It was awesome.
Thank you.
It was great.
See?
That's my special recipe. I still
It
make
was
to
very
this day.
good.
Wow.
My
Wow.
kids eat that same tainted meat sauce.
Do you? And then afterwards, do you just spray strawberry like syrup everywhere?
Is that how you celebrate meat sauce? You just spray
Yeah.
like
He even calls it
syrup all over the
strawberry
place?
milk cheche.
Ah,
So yeah, I had to get the urge.
I just don't understand the logic of you got in. You
No,
served
it was
your
so
friends.
It was to
bad.
prove a point.
That
in
was
my
one of the
mind At
times-
that point, I'm like, I want them to know I was in here, and I ate all their pasta.
Psycho Billy.
Psycho
strikes
We all tried to
again.
stop. That was
We
another
should
one of
market
those
that,
times.
right?
Psycho
Billy's
Billy.
meat sauce.
Yeah.
That might work on the
Jar-
podcast.
Like Screech, Uncle Screech, whatever the hell it was.
Maybe
from
we
Saved
can
by the
make
Bell.
we can make
You know
another
the
commercial with you in it, doing selling psycho type things.
Oh my God, yeah. No, but non-psycho things. He like
I love that we're talking about me being a psycho as like a bunch of cop cars are driving by.
Yeah, after all these years, they come to
That
That
get
is
you.
not edited in.
That happens in Jersey City from time to time.
Yeah, you don't get this in LA, right?
You know, there's helicopters in LA because they do the helicopter police a lot.
They get to the chopper.
But I like the idea of, since like the meat sauce is actually a super grandma thing, you should do grandma things, but Psycho Billy's. Like Psycho Billy's waffle syrup.
This reminds me of
Yeah.
the tape I found.
I have to watch it.
We used to do a show, our own show before people had shows. Pretty much the only thing out at that point was like Jackass.
Yeah.
Maybe the Tom Green show. That's where I got most of the inspiration.
Love
Yes.
Tom Green.
Oh, that
And
show
because I
It
love
was
Tom
kind of like
Green,
all that, but like more like
adult.
rugged.
Yeah. It was even like real ghetto, all that.
It was
Oh, okay.
ghetto, all that.
I
yeah.
remember this
You remember us recording
vaguely.
it, right?
Yeah.
So we called it Badger Nation because I had
It was
seen-
yes.
I remember this.
I had
Yes.
called. I had watched Freddy Got Fingered, which
Oh,
is
was
Tom
the
Green
best movie ever.
And
It
there's a
is.
scene where he's running in with the backpack. He's like, I had the backpack. And he's like, what? It's for the eels. It's and he points down. And he says, it's for the badger.
Yeah.
For the badger. And then at the end, he's in the elevator. And he's just like, Japan for. And I modeled these like 2 lines of one Tom Green movie into like a nation or a religion that
Yeah.
we followed called Badger Nation.
Yeah.
Which eventually spanned off Badger Nation TV, which was me running around with a camcorder
Yeah.
that I used for wrestling to record crazy skits that we would come up with.
Skits and different things. They were so ridiculous.
Yeah,
but they
there's-
were really good. I need to watch them.
one
I remember these.
I'm in Jen's kitchen and I'm doing Chef Jacques. And I have like a coffee filter on top of a beanie on my head with eyeliner.
This is unbelievable.
And like, I'm teaching you
great.
how to cook, but I'm using like inanimate objects and no food.
and also because like I had no food in my house at all anyway.
nice.
So like, I walk over to the microwave and I see there's like bread on top of the microwave, and I'm doing this Julia Child's like accent, and I'm like, and then you take the loaf of bread and you throw it in the microwave, and like Jen's like, whoa, and I take out the bread again, and I'm like, just throw it in, and Jen's like, dude, my bread.
This is great.
And then for some reason after that, I got so like amused by her laughing about it that when I came back to talk to the camera, I had an Irish accent. I forgot to do a French accent.
Fantastic.
You were
There is a tape of
Irish,
this,
French. That's about the same.
You're so
thing.
multicultural, Billy.
yeah. I am.
You need to
unbelievable.
resurrect these
French.
things.
And then
man.
also in that tape is us doing finger puppet theater.
Oh my god.
Or something like that,
I
where
remember
like Jen, it's both our fingers just like walking on a table with the coffee filter. Now it's a dinner table.
Well, why not? Why
And
not?
I'm doing the voice, and I'm like, "Oh no, Fingeretta, we cannot be together anymore." And she's like, why? In a British accent. And I, like, with my two fingers, smacked her two fingers, like, because I fucking hate you.
Oh my god.
This has been finger puppet theater.
You're so creative, even at that age, man. That's nuts.
I wish that like we would have kept doing Badger Nation.
Yo, if we had grown
That's
up
ahead of
4
its
years
time
later,
right there.
Yeah.
in the YouTube era,
Oh my
Right.
god.
we'd be famous.
If
We'd have a show
That
on
was the
FXX.
funniest shit.
It's not too
How
late,
about
bro.
I always remember like this fight scene between Halloween Jack and Creep.
Super creep.
It's super creep.
Because at that point, I had injured him, and he lost his mind, and he became a superhero.
This is the in the where you threw him off of in the park, right? Off of the thing.
There's the one in the park, but it also was on the walkway over.
That's
the
what I mean.
viaduct,
That's what I'm trying
and
to
I
say.
powerbomb
Right.
him into it.
Yes, I remember this.
That was like the greatest thing ever. I want to watch it because I remember the Empire State Building in the background.
Yes, I remember that.
Jen was like already like a filmmaker at that point. She's
Nice.
like, circle around him here. She had a visual. I'm thinking Kevin Smith at that point. Like, I'm just content, you know? Like, fuck it, just stick the camera, we'll do it.
You almost killed him though, which was nice.
Because if that
Well, yeah.
fence had broken,
There were several
like-
injuries during Badger Nation TV. All the stunts were real.
we used to set up the camera by the park. And we would just leave it there and hope nobody stole it. And then I would tell Jen to like put on her hoodie or whatever and walk like she's an old lady across the street to slow down the little buses.
Oh my.
And then like they would stop and like Marco would like go over and zoom in and you get the face like a guy like, what the fuck? What's going on? And then on the other side I come running in and throw myself into the side of the bus and just smack it. And it's like, what happened?
That's fantastic.
No, and then
And
he had a
we called it a
chant,
name, right?
bulb.
Bulb.
Beat up
Up
little buses. Bulb. And then like after he would start beating up the little bus, he'd be like, bulb, bulb, bulb. And then we'd all start screaming bulb at the bus. And he'd be like, beat up little buses. Bulb. It was like the fucking funniest shit ever.
How did you not get beat up more in life by bus
People, like,
drivers?
I entertained people.
People
I
were
was an
also
entertainer.
scared. They couldn't understand what we were doing. They were like, what's wrong with
That
these
is
fucking
fair.
kids?
That is fair to say.
That's like the only reason that I think we didn't get like beat up or bullied in
were
high
too
school.
crazy to get
We were
beat
too crazy. They're like, I don't even know what they're gonna do.
During Badger Nation, I recorded the whole thing dressed in a bathrobe.
That's great.
It's unbelievable.
I would just wear it as like a trench coat to the park.
Oh my gosh. It was like that was just like the greatest. I so want to watch it. I've been dying to see that for years.
Definitely.
It is so
Gotta get
good.
it up on YouTube on the Giant Penny Productions.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
I have like a tape, and then I have like the little tape of the recording that I don't have the camcorder to play.
Okay.
And Nick lent me his camcorder, but it doesn't play those tapes. I need a different type.
I remember when you tried to watch these through the camcorder.
I didn't know
right?
it didn't
Yeah,
work.
I brought it.
it.
I brought it
Yeah.
to your house one day. I'm like, watch how funny this is. And
Yeah, I remember that.
It's
man.
something.
I
Oh
wanted
my
to-
God.
I wanted to do something. I was like, I want
Yeah,
to get
everybody
down
wanted
with
to be on
this.
that
I was like,
show.
I want to get
Yeah,
down
it was
with
awesome.
this.
I remember. Yeah.
That's
and cool
awesome.
photos that like Jen photoshopped, but I don't even know if it was Photoshop back then.
I don't even know what. Yeah.
We
Like
would always take cool pictures in our webcam, and there's one of me like with a bandana over my face and an X on my forehead. And like we found a way to make it flash me different colors or something like that. And,
there
like,
was like such cool shit. Like I wish honestly like we would have like stuck with everything better. That's always why I'm like, damn, like we were so ahead of our time.
Yeah, it sounds
and then
very
all of a
creative.
sudden
Yeah.
we all just were kind of like blah, like everyone just kind of like then it's but you know what? That's what happens. It's
I
like
did the film school thing.
yeah.
Like,
And yeah, I went to film
And you
school
went
too and we all it took a while again. I just wish that we would have like stayed making content, like
Yeah.
funny content
It's
throughout
weird
that
and
time.
this is like after all that time, like 10 years now.
I know, because
like-
we really haven't talked like this
Right.
literally in 10 years. This is our first conversation.
Exactly. And this is like literally been recently the last few, I'd say the last year or so. I
Yeah.
started the Batman project.
Yeah.
Like I got into the whole creative thing again, and I started like, I want to create a media like company. I want to do podcasts. I want to do short films for video. I want to do, fuck it, if there's a comic book artist out there that wants a comic book made, like let's just do it. And never say no to anybody. We work off like no budget, but we all help each other with the different things we bring. And like, so it started with Batman. We did Batman Cacophony, which is like the fan film on Kevin Smith's thing.
Oh, nice.
And, we promoted it at New York Comic Con. It had a pretty good reception. We got like 3,000 views on it, and it got a lot of write-ups. And then after that, I'm like, well, what's next? I said, well, I want to branch out into this other stuff. So the other owner, who's Dio Diaz, he's kind of heading up the video production now, and they're working on this awesome new project. I can't give away like the details because it's all like secretive and British style TV, but it's gonna be awesome. And then I started kind of heading up the podcasting network, and then we launched with like our flagship show. Which,
Awesome.
Which of course ended up being about wrestling because like
Because
always
it's only
does.
right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you guys are, it's only right.
but
it's been fun.
Yeah. So now, like, what we're like, we just recorded our 8th episode, which is technically like our 10th episode. 'Cause we have 0.5s.
That's right.
I love the 0.5 idea.
Yeah, it's just to throw in like that bonus content, like stuff that isn't really like the episode, like a little bonus feature for everybody.
Yeah. Plus, that's great too to just have more to just have different things on it, because it's like, you guys talk about wrestling, and it's kind of like one of those things where like eventually like your audience is learning little bits and pieces about you guys,
Like
which is cool.
And wrestling is so relatable to real life because everything wrestling.
Yeah, of course.
So we talk about that stuff.
I feel like every episode's been like a build to
something.
Yeah, to something. You get like a little more about Billy and me and
Well, that's
Mike
like kinda
each
like,
episode.
Yeah, like that's how we came up with the podcast. I literally told him I wanted to do a podcast, and I hadn't ordered all like the equipment and stuff yet. So I started bringing my cell phone over the house, and I would just throw it on the coffee table. I'm like, all right, what's it going to be about? And then what happens is I would go back and listen to those recordings, and it was about halfway through the second meeting. We had been working for like 4 or 5 hours total over 2 days to like really come up with this podcast. And I said, just stop. This is the podcast.
Yeah,
and Mike's just looking at me like, what? And I'm like, no, this is the podcast. And he's like, so you're telling me, we just worked the last 2 days and 4 hours, and now you're going to just change everything and say, no, this is the format. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And that's how we became a podcast that's not a podcast.
It's like a shoe that you have to wear. Like, you got to break it in, and you got to, like, get used to it. But actually, a lot of people don't know this. The first episode is really just us. There is no show at that point.
I really like it, though. I think it's like, it's funny. That's like part of the thing that's really funny about it is that it's like not really... You guys are talking about like what should this podcast be? That's like really great first episode. It's so not contrived and it's so natural. That's what I think is really good about it is that it's like very natural.
Well, I feel like we've been doing this for 10 years, but just no mics in front of us. And obviously not like talking about as much as we do on the podcast, or playing trivia with each other recording. But it's fun, man. It's really fun, and it's really interesting because we all bring a different dynamic. Billy is a producer. I work independent wrestling. Nick is a fan, as I said before. So we all bring something very dynamic to the table. But it's 3 dynamics that, when put together, can create an interesting discussion. So that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, I really like it. It's doing good, too.
It is. Like
it is doing good, man.
#underground swell.
Yeah, the Twitter thing is going like pretty good. Like, I didn't really know a lot about Twitter. But, like, when Billy started up this podcast thing, like, we were sitting around and I was joking around. I was like, I'm going to make this Twitter handle the People's Podcaster. And I tried to get People Podcaster with an ER, couldn't do it too long. Had to use an A, keep it gangster like Jersey
People's
City.
Podcaster.
Yeah, keep it gangster like Jersey City, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And through doing this, like, first episode, what did I have? Like, no followers at all.
4. That was the whole
4
thing.
followers.
4 followers.
As of today, like, I'm maybe 15 away from 900 followers.
Yeah.
And it's only in, like, 2 months? Month and a half or so.
My Twitter as, like, the kind of like the podcast. So mine's just at Billy Darkmatch.
Yeah.
And it's, listed as Darkmatch Wrestling Podcast. And I got, like, we have, like, almost 3,000 followers on that thing now.
Nice, that's great.
Yeah,
I still have my top 8 friends in MySpace.
Yeah, that's where Mike's at.
Yeah, so you're anti-social media. They were saying
I'm just maybe not anti-social media. I don't partake in it.
It's too much work.
I think it's too much work because I spend enough time bullshitting on my phone. But I don't. I'm pretty private as it is, and I don't feel the need to.
I mean,
share
it is also
meal.
good too, to some degree. Although it is good to have one for the professional reasons.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
For the personal reasons, can be bad because I do know that you have a girlfriend because I'm friends with your girlfriend.
Yes, she was with me for the first couple of years. Like, she was like, "Oh, I don't do that stuff either," and I was like, "Oh, amazing! Like, me either." It's great.
So much easier when people don't.
Oh, but now she has a Facebook and an Instagram, and she's
over.
on it all the time.
It's addictive. It's wrong.
Yeah.
I hate it,
And
but
I'm
I love
like,
it.
we're trying to watch TV or something, and I'm just like, all right, like, I have not touched my phone in 2 hours. Like, can you not touch it for 2 minutes is my only request. But other than that, like, it's cool. And, like, they're 100% right, like, to promote it and everything. Like, I couldn't ask for 2 better partners to promote. So, like, I don't even need to really get involved, or I, like, fuck it up or something. Like, I think, like, they do a great job of it. So I don't want to mess that up. And I think it's a great storyline, too, for the show. It's really just more material. So it helps out.
He also has one job when it comes to setting up because he's completely inept at setting up any equipment at all.
One thing and one thing only that we trust him with, and that's to plug in. What is
the power?
Thing?
He just hit. Yeah, because it's right next to the
it's true.
Yeah,
so do you guys sit in the same spot every time?
Billy's been trying to.
I've been trying to switch to that seat, but every time we get a guest, I wind up sitting here. Because it's the comfiest chair.
Nah, for one guest, you decided completely against it and went in that chair, right? For
that was the last one.
Yeah, you were like, I can't do it. You're like, I can't do it.
I can't take it today. I'm not leaning. And I took the comfy chair and I made Sean Walker.
It was like you were the guest on that episode because you were in the guest chair.
I felt like the guest because you guys started talking about like.
I like it too because those are like they look like they're all black mics.
They are.
And then this one is the silver one.
Yes,
this is like
save that for you.
Save that for the guest.
This is the guest mic.
But we're guests here.
But now we're guests, so it gets striking.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, maybe we should paint our mic silver and try and like replicate.
By the way, like I rent out my equipment for about $100 an hour, just so you know.
Wow.
So just watch that time.
He charges interest because me and Nick filmed a bunch of commercials and.
They took my mics out one time and just recorded these ridiculous ideas for commercials. To put on the podcast.
It's all because Nick learned how to set it up, and now
because I felt like we had to come up with some skits and stuff to get the people laughing. And we had all of these ideas, and we busted out the mics one day, and we recorded them, and then surprised Billy with the recordings. And I think it went over
And sometimes the ideas, just coming up with the ideas, is like actually funnier than even the idea. Like a list of ideas is even like funnier than actually.
Yeah, like one of the things like we always wind up doing on the podcast is like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we did a segment like. But we never actually make the segment.
All the ideas you can come up with are absolutely ridiculous that you'll never come up with, like, be able to actually do. But talking about it is absolutely hilarious.
I think we did offer to, we were going to change the format of the podcast to wrestling and crocheting.
Yes.
In the last episode.
Yes. Yeah. Wrestling and crocheting, that was great.
To reach the female audience, right?
Of course.
That was by your suggestion.
So we thank you for that. We're going to take that into consideration, definitely.
And then yoga, too.
Of course.
Wrestling and yoga.
Yes, DDP yoga.
Yeah, yoga, crocheting, and wrestling.
I'm just a walker,
all
man.
At the same time.
I can walk. I on a good day, I can walk up to like 8-9 miles a day.
What?
Yeah.
Do you like? Are you like an anti-car?
I just don't drive, so like I got to get to places somehow. And you're from Jersey, so you know what I'm talking about. Like I will walk from where we are now to the 9th Street light rail, or excuse me, the.
It's the 9th Street Congress.
Yeah, I will take the elevator down. I'll literally walk 8th in Hoboken all the way up to Washington, down to where I work. And it's a good 25-minute walk. Sometimes, obviously not with this weather, but on nicer days, I will walk to work. I will then go home for lunch. I will relax. I will then walk back to work, work the night shift, then walk back home. Altogether, it equals maybe an hour and a half of just that literal walk alone.
But you will walk in like crazy weather.
I will walk.
He almost died the one time when he was from work.
I was trapped in a blizzard.
What blizzard was that? Like 3 years ago?
3 years ago, it was a blizzard. There was no one on the streets. There was no cars, and I was literally stuck in Hoboken. And as I progressively tried to get home, it just got worse to the point where like the snow was up to my thighs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and like I was like, okay, and my phone's dying, so I'm just like, okay, like I'm stuck out here. There's nobody here. There's no cars, no people. And like thank God, like a cab like pulled up and he was like, get in. And he told me as we were going that he was told to go home for the night, and he's actually just making sure that nobody was injured. If it wasn't for that guy, I don't know what would happen.
Wow.
It's a true story.
I've also decided that Mike does all his pre-production meetings for each podcast while walking. I will get a call every time he's walking to work. And by the end of it, it's like, all right, Billy, like I'm gonna let you go because I can't feel my hand. I'm freezing. It's like sub-zero temperature.
Or like when I leave work super late.
So also, you have shorts on.
Yeah,
and it's fucking freezing. Yeah. We're shooting this right now. Not normally in LA. We're in Jersey right now. Obviously, I don't know if I said that. Yeah, Jersey blood. Yeah. So you're wearing shorts. I have 2 pairs of pants on right now.
So this is a crazy story. Like I literally, like you got here, but I wasn't here when you got here. I came from getting my laundry. I just picked up my laundry, and it's 3 blocks away. And I went in a snowstorm in shorts to pick up my laundry and wheeled it home as well.
Oh my God! So you didn't get dropped off here?
No,
he does this all the time. He just wears shorts.
How do you wear shorts?
I don't get. I feel like if I'm gonna get cold, I'm gonna get cold in my upper body. I think that's what I think, and like I cover my upper body pretty good. And I feel like if my legs are cold, I'm fine. Like, it's not gonna, slow me down or anything. It's just
Oh
my
my
legs.
gosh.
You must have like zero circulation in your body.
I'm good.
No blood that flows down.
Like,
You feel your toes when you wiggle them, right?
oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I'm good. I try and just like keep walking though. It's like the only exercise you can get really.
I feel like if you
it.
were like a tech guy, you'd be one of those ones with like the treadmill desk they have now.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
A
What is
treadmill
that?
desk.
You see what
I've
I'm
seen
talking about?
them.
No.
Yeah, like they have these walking desks. Like first they want you because they say it's bad to sit all day.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
right.
standing desks are
Standing
big,
desks,
and then
yeah.
there's becoming walking
And
desks.
now walking desks where it's basically a desk at this level,
Okay.
of your chest with a treadmill.
That's awesome.
And
I
you
would
just
totally
walk
rather
all day.
stand.
And
While
do
you're
you
working.
do you like gain 200 pounds a day by not moving because like you just suck
It's
there?
supposed to help you. I would never do it.
I think
There's
just
something very comforting to me about being behind what I lovingly call the Beast because it glows blue. It's my PC at the house. I like spent a fortune on for
okay.
like all the editing and stuff, and it glows blue at night. It bothers ice all night because it's like blue LED lights.
Oh my god.
And, yeah, I couldn't picture not like being all like rocked back in my awesome like leather like computer chair. Like I don't want to be walking.
Yeah, I can't imagine these
I don't
standing desks too. Like, who wants to stand all day?
I like the stands. I wouldn't mind that.
Really, your knees
yeah.
would just start giving out like about 2 hours in.
No, man, I'm good. I actually, in my job, it requires me to stand, so I wind up
mine
standing
too.
for hours and hours on a day. And
But see, that's my theory. Like, I stand all day working. I don't want to come home and stand to work on the computer.
even times where like maybe there's people over and we're trying to eat, and I'm just like, I'll stand. Like I don't care. Like
You eat standing?
Like if
I
it
yelled at my daughter
permits.
for doing that.
I eat standing sometimes.
If it
I'm at, like
permits.
at my mom's house. Or,
But
like,
people
parents'
can't, and like
house.
that's fine. But like I'm not one of those people where it's like, oh my god, I can't do this. Like I'm.
Yeah, I hate when people are a little too particular. Like, they have to do a whole, like, ritual thing just to, like,
Yes.
and it has to be, like, perfect. Like, I could stand and eat, like if you're at a party,
Yeah.
but it's not something that I would think about, like,
No.
you know.
But see, that's like if the
Doing.
situation calls
The
for it. I'm talking about
situation
like
calls
my
for-
daughter was just trying to stand and eat. I'm like, no.
You're being a
don't do
good
that.
dad. You're being a good dad. Tell her the story of how you punished your children. I love this story.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
one
this is a
time
great
they were
story.
being bad or whatever, and I told them I was.
What were they doing?
I honestly can't remember. Like, as much of angels as they are to the world, there are the devils in our house. I look for the marks of the devil. I found 2 6s on both their heads. We're still trying to find the third. Yes, they did something that like really got to me, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna take something away from you. I didn't tell them what it was. I just walked into their room and took something away. And what they realized the next day was that I took away all the chargers. For all their
They were so good that one day though. You said you took something, but they were living it up. They were like,
were
"Oh,
there.
they
I'm
had
like,
no idea.
He took something, so what? We're not even gonna play with it.
tablets
So,
going.
like the tablets are dying and stuff, and they're like, "Daddy, where's the charge?" I'm like, "Oh, that's what I took away."
Oh my god!
And it was like to try to train them like that. There's one way to punish your kids where it's like, "No, don't do that. You're bad," and then punish them, and then what are they really learning? That, okay, I do my time and I get out. What I taught them was what you do now is going to affect you later.
Wow.
Sometimes trying to make sure that my kids don't grow up to be psychobilly.
Oh man, no psychobilly in the
Do as
house.
I say, not as I do. You know,
That was my mom's slogan that she said to me all the time.
it's amazing how
That's a good slogan.
like those things like that you feel like, oh, it's so stupid. My parents are like into those type of things, and then when you become a parent, it automatically clicks to you. Like, I can't listen to Cats in the Cradle. Like a baby, because I'm like, my kids are gonna get old and they're gonna be too busy for me. And, like, you know, when you're coming home, son, and he's like, no, not today, Dad. I'm sorry. And I hear that song, I just cry. I'm like, no.
Aw.
I'm sure you don't have to worry about that. But like, my dad would complain to you about me not spending enough time with him.
Didn't I spent more time with your dad than you?
Yeah,
Me
it's
too,
true.
man.
Yeah,
You were like a terrible son.
Oh,
I
wow.
wanted to hang out with him, and it was all he. Like,
He was
we
the
always
best
talked about
guy
it.
though. He like worked at a radio station. He like played the drums awesome. He was like into like
He was an
great
eBay
music.
star.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
an eBay
he would get
star.
all
He
the
gave
great
best
tickets.
for
Yeah, to anything.
Yeah, but I
He
don't.
gave me my first video mixer.
Really?
Yeah, he gave me this old school like 2-channel live recorder that you could add text to. Like, it kind of looked like the old like Madison Square Garden days.
Oh,
WWE.
okay.
Nice.
And yeah, I like recorded my first wrestling shows. My first live 2-camera edit was with that
Oh
machine
man,
with your
that's
dad.
yeah, it's
And
awesome.
it was because of my having to learn editing to do the camera work in wrestling
Right.
that inspired me to go to film school.
That's
So in a
awesome.
Wow.
weird way, your dad inspired me to go to film
That's
school.
sweet, man. Well,
So, yeah.
my dad inspired
Aw.
me to do wrestling, and he inspired you to do this. So there, it's awesome. That's it's pretty sweet. And now we have this cool podcast. So hopefully it will keep
But we
us.
think it's cool.
I don't know if other people think it's cool.
But that's also the great thing about podcasting is that who gives a fuck? Then they don't listen.
Right.
And you still get to do it. Like, you know.
We're not offending anyone.
Like, there might have been an episode where, you know, Mike condoned domestic abuse and
I seconded it.
Philly.
Yeah.
And also something else. And it was all by mistake. They didn't mean any of it, but we're like, well, you know, if we offend, they won't listen.
Yeah, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's like the best part
about Philly, you know.
What did you say? Oh, Sandman.
I don't condone domestic abuse. By the way, it was just in that situation.
It was to do with the wrestling storylines.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no. For the record.
This is the thing that I saw.
Well, yes, this is the rematch. This is the rematch.
Oh, it's the rematch.
In the cage, inside the cage.
Oh, it was. I remember now.
Yes, this is. I'm so happy you're watching wrestling with us. This is pretty cool.
This is what we do on our podcast.
Yeah, this is really cool. So then they play like classic wrestling on the TV while they're doing the podcast. So then like occasionally they're like referencing to what, but it's like awesome. This is Triple H and Mick Foley in, what is this?
Hell in a Cell.
Hell in the Cell, exactly. Isn't it crazy how they make these awesome like slogans that get so burned into your brain for like,
goodness.
That was so long ago, but you say Hell in the Cell, I know exactly.
I have an interesting story I'd like to share in that. I've been saving this little gem for our podcast. I'm gonna use it
away for free.
Yeah,
give it away, man.
So like, you're right. WWE is so active in names, and they always look to find cool slogans and stuff like you just referenced. One of them was for a character, The Undertaker, who I'm sure everyone knows, and they wanted to call him the Last Outlaw. And a buddy of mine actually trademarked the name Last Outlaw. He wasn't the brightest bulb in the whole bunch, but he had gone out and trademarked that name. So they contacted him, and they said, hey, we'd like to use this name, and we will sign it over to you for a high 5 figures. And he said, no, I would rather have a contract with you guys. And the person in charge told him literally, this is a guaranteed contract for $800.
What?
But he goes, I'll take it. And he took the contract, and he was like the worst wrestler you could think of. And he came to training in jeans, thought he had it made because he had this name, and they wanted it, but not in his mind. He already signed it over, and they released him a month later. So pro wrestlers not the smartest people. So
oh my gosh, that is a great story though.
Now he went from high 5 figures to I believe $800.
That's incredible.
And a laughing stock among his peers during that 1 month, because when we heard about it, what an idiot! What are you doing? Just take the money and go and maybe even get into their good graces in a way where maybe in the right circumstance you will get a contract because you actually deserve it and not because you're holding it as hostage for a name they won. So
it's like, take the money. Yeah. And then I mean, nothing else. Just take the money.
Take the
money and ask for a tryout, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to try out. You know, at least like I want to get to talk to some people.
Can I take pictures with them?
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
can I get an autograph?
I mean,
just pretend like I was there.
My rationale is, honest to God, if they wanted you, they know about you enough that you have this cool nickname, they would contact you and say, hey, well, maybe give it a shot. You don't force them into it, you know.
Force them into a contract.
Extort it. And I want to protect all the names of the people involved, so I don't want to get, but yeah, I did know a buddy like that, so.
Who was obviously at one point known as the Last Outlaw.
Yeah, so there you go. That's as much as you'll know. That's as much as I'll give out. Look him up, folks. The biggest dumb guy I know.
Do you remember, like, this is the last thing, I don't want to, like, take over Jen's podcast here, but do you remember the toys that came out for Hell in a Cell when they first came out in Toys R Us?
No.
And how they couldn't call them Hell in a Cell?
Well, yeah, because Hell's
all because it's
I
in
think they were
Toys R
called
Us.
Rage in a Cage.
Yeah.
Rage in a Cage?
Rage in a Cage. I'm like,
that's pretty
I don't
cool,
even want this toy anymore. It's called Rage in a Cage.
But isn't it crazy how hell was a curse when we were younger? And now kids kids can say anything. I couldn't say damn. Now kids can say damn. It's not cool.
Kids today are so
I got soap
different.
in my mouth for the first time I said hell.
Whoa.
My damn Nintendo Monopoly froze, and I was like almost at the end of the game, and I like scream at my mom who's in the kitchen, like, Mom, like, what the hell is wrong with this game? So what did you say? I said, like, what the hell's wrong with the game?
Oh my
God. Putting the soap in my mouth, and like already pre-Psycho Billy, I was already like dickhead Billy.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, tastes good. And my mom was young, and like I think she was just like, she didn't know how to take it.
Wow.
She was like, oh, well, he likes it. I give up. Go back to your game.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Oh my God.
I kept trying to drink the soap just to make her think I really liked it.
Oh my God.
That's
great.
Psychological warfare.
Psycho Billy, there he is.
That's
I may
so
or may not have been
awesome.
4 years old.
Oh man. I hope your kids don't hear this. I know what crazy
You must
dad
feel
did.
so lucky that you have such well-behaved kids.
I feel like, the karma thing didn't work. Like, my mom tried to jinx me and my wife. She was like, I don't wish harm on you or anything like that. I just hope that one day you have kids just as great as you. And it didn't work because I was a great kid. I was a great too.
They're so well behaved. We went to that wrestling show.
Sat there for 3 hours.
Wow.
Enjoyed it. Didn't run
Perfect.
around.
Raven got Grayson a soda at one point.
She did. She had like her own little money that I gave her, and she like wound up buying her brother.
Yeah, good big sister.
And a hat.
Like a wholesome family, you know.
Oh, nice!
Great.
That's awesome. They went
Wow.
to a wrestling show that I performed at. And it was
awesome.
It was the best.
Very cool.
Mike got slapped.
I did get slapped by a woman very hard.
My kids like. Really
Was it
thought
the
that
first
funny.
time?
No, in the performance sense, yes. In real life, maybe not. But yeah, it was cool to make his kids smile in a performance atmosphere as opposed
that's
to just
cute.
hanging out. So
And then we wound up recording them live. Like, I would record, like, what'd you think of that match? What'd you think of this match? So, actually, like, the kids wound up getting featured on one of our episodes.
Right.
Oh, so
Yeah.
cute.
They were doing, like, the roving reporting. And we're, like, commenting on their comments.
Oh my God, that's
Because
such
Raven's
a good
8 years
idea.
old, but, like, has such a great mind for wrestling already that she speaks like a 16-year-old.
Yeah, she's using like all like the inside terms and stuff. It's like
She could
crazy.
post things on wrestling message boards filled with 22-year-olds, and she
Oh
would
my
fit
God.
in just fine with her terminology and whatnot.
She threw them apart.
That
Grayson
is
liked
so
guys that
great.
flipped.
You guys should do that on YouTube. You should have them do.
my kids produce their own show for our network, for Giant Penny Productions.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's called Ask Grayson. And it has like one episode out, but they fully write it, film it, everything, edit everything. Like
Whoa.
I supervise, but it's fully on Raven to write and direct. Grayson stars in it. And basically, Grayson stands in front of like a backdrop and lighting, and they do their own lighting and all that stuff. And Raven asks him 5 like random questions. And he answers, and they put all these little graphics.
Oh
on
my
the
God,
screen.
she comes up with the questions.
She does.
So
and she's
funny.
like, what would you do if someone called you stupid? And he's like, kick him in the face. Oh, yeah? Well, what if somebody came up to you and, like, pulled your shirt? Kick him in the face. Again. And, like, stuff like that. Like,
That's awesome.
it's kind of like a big following. Like, so who knows?
But I just love that.
YouTube
I love that
sensation.
they create it. Like
They do.
Yeah, like that they do
That
everything.
is so cool.
And we were at the buffet the other day. We went to, like, I took them out to the Chinese buffet, and they were, like, literally having a production meeting.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm watching them talk about, yeah, and then maybe I'll ask you this on the show. What would you say to that?
Oh my God, that's so
like-
cute.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy.
It's so
And
much
me and I was
better.
just kind of staring at them.
So like it's better than like what you were doing at this time.
Yeah, trying to make my.
But you know what? It's true. Your kids are kind of coming out like you, but they're actually doing the things that you do even younger.
Yeah. I'm trying to like leave them access to all that stuff because like I felt like it was always a struggle for me.
Yeah.
I used to go like dig VCRs and like old computers out of the trash. You remember my grandma's basement?
Yeah.
I used to have like towers of
I
computers
remember
set
that,
up.
yep.
Mike used to come over and shoot stuff,
Yep.
and I literally like just rigged together like a whole editing system out of like 4 VCRs and like all this stuff.
I remember
And
that.
it was so hard for me to do that. And my grandma was the only one that like she would buy me a piece here, a piece there I needed, but she couldn't afford to get me like a whole setup.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of built it from scratch, and I started from pretty rough means, but like I was able to work my way up, and now I have like a really good setup and everything. And I just want my kids to have like, why not? If it's here,
Yeah.
If I had the access to it as a kid, I would have loved it.
Plus, they
So-
have more access to things that we didn't have access to as far as getting an audience for it and getting.
Right, like look at Badger
Yeah.
Nation. If we had been in the YouTube era,
Oh, man.
Badger Nation would have probably been a
Yeah, it
big
would've
hit.
been huge.
You know,
It would've
would have
been
had a following.
huge.
And we didn't have those opportunities, and our kids do. So like, just like I try to let them try.
Cool. So, how do we watch the. What is it called? On
It's
YouTube.
called Ask Grayson,
Ask Grayson.
and it's on the Giant Penny Productions YouTube channel.
Cool. So, it's Giant Penny Productions.
Giant Penny Productions is our label. They
Cool.
cover
So,
everything, all
look
the-
that up on YouTube
Yeah.
and watch his adorable kids. May win. Cool. And also, once again, we're going to listen to Dark Match podcast.
Dark Match Wrestling.
Dark
podcast.
Match Wrestling podcast.
Yeah, we
And-
wanted to really drive home the fact that it's like wrestling, so we just
Wrestling.
added that to the name.
Yeah.
yeah, just in case people didn't know.
But yeah, and we're on StuffDudesLike.com.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You
partnership
guys
with
are on
them.
there? Cool.
Yeah, our podcast is featured on there. We're also
Stuff
on
dudes
iTunes.
like.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we got some sponsors now and stuff. We got
Yeah.
Puro Wear,
And Strong
and
Style
Strong
Brands.
Style Brand, who are
Nice.
like 2 awesome providers of like wrestling apparel. And
Yeah, they got some cool T-shirts.
so 2 months in, we got a sponsor. We figured that was cool.
That's
I guess
amazing.
it's cool. We're really like we are learning as we go. So it's pretty much it's funny what you hear on the podcast, but it's not that far from the truth.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
You know, they're just extensions of us.
It's true. we have a good time, though. Hopefully people enjoy our good time.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for coming on my show, guys. It's really good to hang out and do this. It was really fun to do your show, too.
Thank
I loved
you for
it.
having us.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah.
And everyone, make sure you listen. Follow People's Podcaster.
With an A, not an ER.
Yes. Podcaster.
Keeping it G.
Keeping it G.
Follow at Billy Darkmatch.
That's it.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. For having us. For having us. For having us. For having us.